Good, bearded brethren? This is the breakdown. Rosehip seed oil. The origin story is real. The vitamin A claim is built on real compounds. The PIH correction claim has a real mechanism. And the clock undermines both of them in the conditions most of us are actually using the oil in. Let's get into it. Cold press from the seeds of Rosa canina, wild rose plants native to the Andes Mountains of Chile and other temperate regions. Two grades matter. Unrefined cold press, deep red to orange color, full carotenoid and tocopherol content, shortest shelf life of the two. Refined, pale yellow, neutral scent, most of the minor compounds are gone. It's the dominant form in mass market formulas. Most of what you're buying off the shelf is the refined version. Fatty acid profile, linoleic acid, C18 2, 35 to 45%. Linoleic acid, C18 3, 20 to 25%. Oleic acid, C18 1, 15 to 20%. Palmitic acid, C16, 3 to 5%. Total polyunsaturated content, 55 to 70%. You also get carotenoids in the unrefined version and moderate amounts of tocopherols. Both linoleic and linolenic sit well inside the penetration window. Getting in isn't the problem. Staying functional long enough to matter, that's the problem. Rosehip contains beta-carotene, a carotenoid the body can convert to vitamin A. You'll find it in the unrefined version. Most of that is gone once the oil is refined. It also contains compounds that may include trace retinoid-like activity. Not zero, but not at the concentrations that produce prescription level effects. Prescription retinoids, tretinoin, are used at 0.025 to 0.1% documented skin cell turnover effects. The vitamin A activity associated with Rosehip is far below that concentration. The claim isn't fabricated. The concentration isn't comparable. That's a meaningful difference, and you deserve to know it. Here's what makes the vitamin A claim fragile. Carotenoids are among the first compounds lost to oxidation. In a rosehip oil that's been sitting open in a warm bathroom for 2 months, the carotenoid content may already be gone. The vitamin A activity depends on the oil being fresh. By the time you can smell it, it's already gone. The carotenoids gone long before that. The PIH correction claim has the most legitimate chemistry behind it. Linoleic acid at 35 to 45% supports ceramide synthesis. Ceramides are the mortar between the cells of your skin barrier. Stronger barrier means fewer inflammatory events. Fewer inflammatory events means fewer PIH triggers. That's a real mechanism. Here's where it breaks down for Rosehip. Linoleic acid is C18-2, two double bonds, susceptible to oxidation. Oxidized linoleic acid doesn't function as a ceramide precursor anymore. It can contribute to the free radical activity that aggravates the same PIH cycle it was supposed to help with. Fresh rosehip, ceramide precursor. Oxidized rosehip contributes to the problem. Your bathroom is deciding which one ends up on your face. Same bottle, same label, different chemistry depending on when you cracked it open and where you're storing it. Here's the honest part, and it matters. Fresh, unrefined rosehip that's refrigerated, stored away from heat and light, and used within a couple months of opening, delivers real linoleic acid ceramide function, real carotenoid activity, real tocopherol protection. The chemistry is real. The conditions just don't describe a bottle sitting on most bathroom shelves. As a minor component in a formula dominated by stable carrier oils, Rosehip's linoleic acid contribution can be meaningful while the instability risk gets managed by the more stable carriers. As the primary carrier in a daily use beard oil, that stability profile isn't appropriate for how we use beard oil. Rosehip's linoleic acid is doing the right thing when it's not oxidized. A ceramide precursor, skin barrier, PIH management. The function is correct. The delivery vehicle is wrong. Next week, same linoleic acid function, fatty acid profile built for daily use in real conditions. The stable package. Penetration, linoleic C18-2 and linolenic C18-3, both well inside the penetration window. Chemistry supports penetration on damp, low porosity 4C hair. Passes. 1.5 points. Sebum fraction replacement. Linoleic acid addresses the free fatty acid fraction. Ceramide precursor function real when fresh. Squalene fraction unaddressed. Incomplete replacement. Partial. 1 point. Barrier duration. 55 to 70% polyunsaturated. The oxidation clock is running in bathroom conditions. Barrier function is compromised as the oil degrades. Not reliable for daily leave-on over time. Does not meet. 0.5 point. Cortex reinforcement. Linoleic acid delivers ceramide precursor function when fresh. Real barrier and structural support at cuticle level. Oxidation dependent. Not consistent through shelf life. Partial. 1 point. Tier 1, 4 out of 6 points. Oxidative stability. 55 to 70% polyunsaturated, typically 3 to 6 months under reasonable storage conditions, compressed further by bathroom accelerators. Real formulation concern for daily leave-on facial application. Significant consideration. 0.5 point. Protein binding safety. No documented protein binding concern. Passes. 1 point. Vitamin E bioavailability. Tocopherols present in the unrefined form at moderate levels. Degrades with the oil. Not consistent through the shelf life. Partial. 0.5 point. Comedogenic profile. Rated 1 to 2. Acceptable at low concentrations. Worth monitoring at primary carrier concentration. Partial. 0.5 point. Tier 2. 2.5 out of 4 points. Grade C. Same grade as jojoba. Completely different reason. Jojoba sits outside the penetration window. Rosehip sits inside. But the clock runs out before the chemistry can do its job. 2 different ways to fail the standard. Same grade. Rosehip seed oil. Real ceramide precursor chemistry. Real vitamin A precursor compounds. All of it dependent on the oil being fresh. All of it undermined by the oxidation clock. An oxidized rosehip formula can contribute to the same inflammation it claims to help manage. If the most premium skin regeneration oil in the category has a clock that runs out in your bathroom, what does that tell you about how the category was actually built? Next week, the solution. I'm Chocolate Montana, your bearded barista. This is The Breakdown. Stay educated, my bearded brethren.